Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Hi Gemini, I'm reading your February reading and I'm super excited. I'm going to jump right to a very important aspect that I want to say for you specifically, Gemini. And that is that Jupiter, the benevolent planet, the planet we all want to have come into our sign for the full year, sometimes 13 months, every 12 years, which is what happened for you as of last June 2024 through June of 2025, June 9th to be exact, when it then goes into Cancer. But it's been retrograde, as it does every year as well. All planets go through the retrograde motion. They're all just going forward slowly but surely. And that's what's happening for you, Gemini, on February 4th. We have Jupiter going direct. Now, it doesn't take away its beautification and its special magical powers, if you will. It kind of slows it down and changes it a bit. It definitely does. But that's not going to happen anymore. And I'm just really thrilled as a fellow air sign, not a Gemini. I get to benefit that extremely well, as we are fellow air signs together. So there's a trine. And then all of us as a collective, by the way, I do collective readings if you want to check that out. It's usually up by late Sunday, Mondays, every week. And yeah, but also just, this is about you, Gemini, and you are a Mercury ruled sign. You are a thinker and an air sign, an air element. You are inventive and you are so creative and very, very intelligent, very much about your brain, your mind, wanting to grow, wanting to learn, wanting to share this as a communicator that you are, and just keeping those wheels, as it were, which Mercury is, the planet that's very much about movement, the quickest planet, actually. That's what we consider our personal planet, and it tends to change signs more regularly, far more regularly than the outer planets. For example, we just had Mercury go into Aquarius, I believe, on the 27th, if not right there, a day around there. It's so beautiful for you. Aquarius being the third air sign. So Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra are the air signs. So this is extremely positive. The momentum is building. Jupiter represents luck and being at the right place at the right time and experiences and opportunities that only come by once in a lifetime. And when you grab them, should you decide to, free will always, nothing in concrete, general reading, just know that this can happen and last, whatever it is you've decided to hook in there and, begin and so forth, is going to last the next 12 years and then onwards. So I love that. So I jumped ahead a bit. For those that are new, thank you so much for taking the time to watch me. Those returning, I love and appreciate you so very, very much. I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, the help with growing this channel. It's all because of you. It doesn't work with me alone. So many, many thanks to you from my heart to yours. And so what I do is I have a format. I start with a chakra check. And those are the beautiful systems, if you will, in our, I call them energy systems. They are. Everything is energy. Color, just everything is based on energy. So they're throughout our body. And there are many, 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 but the main ones that represent our body and the different parts and things in our body there are 7. And then the 8th is the all connected, as we are one, chakras. So I do pick that. I then coordinate the crystal that you'll see as I pull it out of my beautiful little satchel over here. I wear it for the reading because it definitely helps to infuse the reading with the messages, and I read the messages that come through as well. Then I'm going to be doing a Celtic Cross reading for you with my beautiful deck, my beautiful pink Valentine Love, February Love Month deck is all going to be reds and pinks, and energetically that is definitely about the heart and as fiery, passionate energy. within ourselves and for others, and not just romantically, but in all forms of love. And then I'm going to end with a spirit animal message and a beautiful motivational message as an oracle, just to kind of culminate and remind you of the beautiful aspects of life in the midst of things that maybe don't feel that way sometimes. Okay, so here we are on with the show, as they say. So I'm going to just put this under here. It's really simple. There are only 8 cards. And so let's see here. What do we want? What does Spirit really want you to focus on in this particular chakra area? Sometimes they get blocked and they feel like there's kind of a restriction in that particular area. So this is a great mantra, that the saying that comes on it, to help us with that. Ooh, I love it. This is the, what is this? Is this the crown chakra? Let's double check, because there's the throat chakra, which is also blue, but a different shade. And the crown is the beautiful 7th chakra that allows us to receive and download incredible bits of information. The 6th chakra, absolutely. It's the 6th, I apologize. And then which is the third eye, basically. That's our third eye, all seen. And it is the number 6, because that represents the planet Venus, which is definitely about balance and love, and that represents and is the governing planet for the signs of Taurus and Libra. Ruling planet, governing planet. Yeah, this is a time. Now, I do mention a few planetary aspects that happen and that affect you and all of us. And then definitely the moon phases that are happening for the month, okay? And I find them to be extremely important. And I know a lot of people are really starting to recognize the effects the moon does have on us, not just the planet. I mean, it does control the tides. It definitely, especially I find water elements or placements you may have, would be finding you feeling more receptive as far as the cycles and the moods that occur during specific times, like the full moon and the new moon. So we had the new moon that happened on the 29th of January. And that was in Aquarius, which is once again an amazing, beautiful time of opportunity, wish fulfillment, studying, working as a group, as a whole. Aquarians love to help as many people as they possibly can. They are all about working in unity and really making sure that everybody is provided for. The fairness, the justice is super essential to all air signs and most people, but definitely Aquarians. And so that energy, along with Pluto having gone into Aquarius, will be so predominant for the next 20 years and then onward. And I know, and I honestly can not promise, but just say I feel super confident, Gemini, that you're really going to start noticing this. Now, the full moon happening in February on the 12th is a very, very potent moon as well. It will be in the sign of Leo. Now, the culmination is generally associated with the full moon. You know, it shines a light on things. If things are a little bit weak, if they're not 100% understood, that helps to absolutely focus on that particular area of your life and end it so that you can then start again, you know, as it begins to wane into the new moon, which will then happen on the 27th of February in the sign of Pisces. There's so much predominance, Gemini, in Pisces for the next 18 months. One reason being because we have the north nodes, which are the nodes that represent the planetary alignment that has to do with the eclipses. And we have a series of eclipses every year, have our entire lives, and it changes signs. We have had the north node in Aries and the south node in Libra for about 18 months. And so that's around the time that they then change. And so yes, on the 11th of January, we had the north node go into Pisces. We also have Venus in Pisces until the 4th of February. And we will have eclipses in, once again, Pisces and Virgo, which would be the South Node. We always have the two running in pairs, the complete polar opposition, which is still very much in tune to us. Virgo being another Mercury-ruled sign like yourself. Letting go of things, purging, removing critical self-deprivation, and I want to say a lot of times the self-sabotage. That happens to all signs, but I feel like Virgos are very, very much about wanting to grow and improve, and they can be a little hard on themselves, sometimes others as well. Amazing, beautiful sign. Regardless, there's the higher energies and the lower in all signs. We want to focus on the higher. North Node is about creativity in Pisces, definitely spirituality, definitely opening your heart and sharing your gifts, sharing your love, sharing your feelings. I think you'll be noticing, my goodness, I'm more emotional. As an air sign, we're accused of being detached, and it's true to a sense that we like to keep things in perspective during times that we're trying to focus or, study or things of that nature. We try not to let our emotions override our, tasks at hand or our thoughts. No, for air signs, we get caught up in our thoughts, and I know you know what I'm speaking of. But anyway, let me read to you what this says so I can move on. The sixth chakra, my intuition connects me to all-seeing, omnipresent nature of the universe. There's going to be such a heightenedness in your, is that a word? Heightenedness? You will notice an upgrading, an up-leveling of your intuition with this incredible influence of Pisces. And I, for one, absolutely love it. Let me know if you do notice that, if you feel so inclined. I would love it. I love the connection. That's why I do this channel as well. It says, divine intelligence flows through me. I am provided profound insights that allow me to navigate life's constant movement with simplicity and ease. And that is just such a beautiful way to look at everything. I mean, so often I find, and even you, Gemini, that it's a fast-paced world. You are a very quick learner, quick thinker. You speak quickly a lot of times. You're easily bored, to be honest. So you're on from one thing to the next. You have many friends, you're a social butterfly a lot of times. Yes, many of Geminis I've known also can be very introverted and they love their home. I feel that it has a lot to do with the other placements. I recommend that everybody that watch my readings check your sun, moon, rising, and definitely Venus placements, but I include Mercury because Mercury is how we connect and how we communicate. It's such a big part of our lives to be able to communicate, yes? So that's the beautiful mantra, we'll call it. And now I'm going to put in the appropriate, bear with me, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to, here it is, the crown. No, it was the third eye. So the third eye is going to be the beautiful amethyst. One of my favorite crystals that I carry in my pocket every day as a massage therapist. It's great for protection. It's great for enhancing your intuition and your spiritual nature and your psychic abilities. Don't be surprised if, like I said, you notice, my goodness, I was just thinking of that person and they're calling, or I already knew that. I don't even know how. It could be coming through your dreams. There's a lot of prophetic dreams that happen with Pisces as a main energy that's going to be a part of all of our lives. So let me get out that amethyst because I absolutely I love wearing amethyst anyway. And even if I didn't have it in here, I certainly have other ones, including this beautiful one that I always keep right here for me. And several in the back, but I wanted to bring out my Valentine's Day attire. I know it's definitely a commercial aspect of the February month of love, but I do remember when I was younger in school, I'm sure you can relate, handing out your Valentines, going to Woolworths or whatever department store, had them. And then also getting those adorable candies that were, you know, Be Mine, heart-shaped, and they tasted so, they're so simple, right? But it was, oh man, you just got so excited. And I guess that's the part that I love, because I love love, and I think a lot of people do. And this month, besides Valentine's Day, is going to be very much being in touch with your emotions and the people you love, and the compassionate aspect of things. Wanting to give, wanting to, you know, not worry about so much receiving, but this feeling of how can I extend myself to other people is really coming through. So I'm going to put this in my necklace here. I've got the one from the last reading, which was actually the solar plexus area. That is the second chakra for our creativity and everything, which is, that came up twice for 2 readings, to be honest. But so I'm going to put this here. I'm so sorry. I did not put in the right one. That's actually the throat chakra. Bear with me. What did I do? La di da di da. Here it is. Thank you for your patience. Right at the bottom here. Right at the very bottom. Okay, so put this in here. Now, I do have 2 different necklaces that come with this wonderful gift set that I got as a gift a couple months ago. But anyway, yeah, so as I said, I'm going to be doing your Celtic cross for the reading as the layout. I love it. It has a lot of different positions. I am wearing my scarf because as beautiful as it is, it's still very, very cold here in the Northern Hemisphere, which is, of course, winter. Though we've been spoiled, I'm not going to lie, so I don't want to delve into much of that. But I do wear this because the heater makes a lot of noise when I turn that up. So anyway, I have shuffled these cards. I have blessed them. I have asked for clear and concise messages for every single Gemini. Remember, it is a general reading. Sometimes you don't feel or understand or even resonate with the messages. And I'm just letting you know 2 things as a disclaimer. I am simply a messenger. I am the conduit. I'm a psychic intuitive channeler that receives messages, and I incorporate them as well. I am not a doctor. I am not a financier advisor. All of those are specialties that I am not including in what I am here to share with you. However, the messages come as they do, and sometimes they make sense to you and sometimes not. A lot of times it happens later, or it may have already actually happened, the energies that come through. They're simply energies, and they come and go. So I hope you can understand that, but also it's just fun. You know what I mean? It's really kind of cool. I love how a lot of times it does actually hit home for a lot of my clients. So let me move this completely. So we start out with the overall energy card, which is the center card, and that's kind of how you're feeling, and what's going to show up for you is the Magician. Oh my gosh. Wow, I love this. For some reason, I don't know why, and I'm not going to say it, I guess, because I'm now forgetting after over 20, close to 30 years of doing readings, but being an astrologist and a definite enthusiast as far as astrology goes and compatibility since I was like 12. So I want to say this represents Gemini, but either way, the Magician is amazing because the Magician is an incredible message letting you know you have all the tools in your satchel that you could possibly need to manifest and to make things happen. And with Jupiter, as I mentioned at the very beginning, in your sign, the universe is really working in your favor. I will honestly say we all benefit from Jupiter, and no matter whose sign it is, but this is your time and you're going to notice it. And just know that every single aspect, the wands, the fire, the infinity, the water, and the earth are all the elements that are right there at your fingertips, working for you, helping you to grow, expand, fulfill your dreams. When there are new moons, I always like to put out to everybody to definitely do yourself a favor and write out, not just think it, write out the intentions you may want specifically to have happen, the magic, the manifestations that we all do on a daily basis, and watch them come about, okay? It can come in different forms. It definitely doesn't, you don't want to put a time limit per se, but the new and the full moons, and especially the eclipses last upwards of a year, the effects. And they're very transformational and very, you can feel the transformation, the endings, the beginnings, the quick, sometimes unexpected things that transpire. But I love this. This is a great, great opening energy for you. So let's work with this now. And then we have the crossing energy. And you have the Six of Pentacles. Wow. That's that balance. That's the sixth house, which, by the way, Pisces represents. And that's, we've had Saturn in Pisces still there. Neptune is in Pisces. There will be a change of that in the coming up year. We'll talk about that as it happens. This is a year of unprecedented changes that have never occurred. And then some, of course, with astrology, how things and cycles repeat themselves after so many years, because the outer planets tend to take a little longer. And here we are again. So it's nice to kind of touch base and remember what you've done during those times of your life. I'm not saying the exact same things happens, but similar things. So six is, yes, it's about the Pentacles, which is the grounded energy, the earth elements. And it's about your money for sure, your resources of all kinds, you know, your job, your family, your body, your well-being. And it's also about the balancing of that. You know, I mentioned that before. The sixth house is day-to-day activities, you know, what you do for work, you know, keeping the balance between work and home life. And if you're feeling like, oh, I need to get out more, this is the time. And you have that energy. We actually have Mars going direct at the end of February. My goodness. Mars is our energy. It's our inspiration, our you know, just it's our motor. It's our ability to make things happen a little better. You know, it's that fiery kind of inspirational things that happen. And that's been also retrograde for a very longer extended period of time. It happens every couple of years that way. But it's going direct, and it will be direct in Cancer, which is in retrograde right now. So I'm not sure where that falls, to be completely honest, in your whole house astrology, you know, tropical astrology, which is a great way to kind of see what's going on in each of the individual houses, depending on what they, you know, falls in. For example, I know that Jupiter is in the 9th house as a Gemini until June, as I mentioned. And that falls in my house that has to do with, in everybody's house actually, when it falls in the 9th, that has to do with our higher dreams, our travel, our, you know, just expanding our emotion, our ability to think and to learn and to grow. Foreign cultures, you know, learning a different language. I've been learning a different language. It's my heritage. I'm learning Spanish, but it's slow. And I finally broke down and did that actually in June of last year. How bizarre. Okay, it's not about me though. Just know, as far as the blessings and block aspect of this, you've got blessings. And it's going to feel a lot easier. It's going to feel better as far as your fundamental aspects of your life. Watch and see, okay? And let's see what else the reading has to say that might add to that. Then we have your foundation. Now, the foundation is exactly that. It is the part of you that keeps you balanced. It's the base chakra, the root chakra, as they call it. The first chakra, keeping you stable, present, grounded. The moon is the card that represents Cancer. Now, once again, I just said Mars has been in Cancer. That's in a more emotional, a water sign as Pisces. So when it goes direct on the 23rd of February, Gemini, it will go direct in Cancer through April. So that's about really being in touch with your feelings and that creativity as well, but also doubling up the ability to just kind of really focus on your intuition, listening to your gut, you know, figuratively and otherwise. What are you eating? What are you sensing is right with people you're surrounding yourself with job interests you have. I mean, giving it thought and knowing that answers always come through. I would say specifically in the full moon, which will shine a light on things, and then that new moon, once again, happening in Pisces at the 27th of February. So it's pretty exciting. There are still things that are not quite revealing themselves, which is that nebulous part of the moon. But alas, it will. And I even feel like this shows the eclipses, because we're going to start really feeling the energies of the shadow aspect of the eclipses that start in March, mid-February. It's usually 6 to 8 weeks or even more sometimes, depending on how sensitive you are. So then we go on to your past, and we have the Ace of Swords. Yes. Well, that's you, and that is beginnings, and that is your truth-seeking, cutting away things that absolutely aren't making sense. You being able to fully express yourself in ways you may not have been able to before, or being told information that you've been waiting for, that new job, that new relationship. It does represent the Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra element of air, but truth, maybe a court case, maybe something of that nature where you're wanting to know and you've been wanting to know, and it's been delayed or it's been held out with these retrogrades. And there was several retrogrades happening. They're one by one starting to unravel and go forward. And then there's this powerful, beautiful understanding of what it is you need to do, feeling really confident about that, okay? Getting the messages that you need. So then we go to the present. And that was your recent past, going into the present. Death. Yes. Don't be afraid. Don't take that as anything negative. Yes, it does on occasions have to do with perhaps a death that did occur. I believe it's already happened. This is the present. And you have hopefully taken time to grieve and go through the process that we all do, because every single person we know is going to pass away. I've had a great grieving session with both of my parents having passed years ago now in the month of January. It happens. I acknowledge it. I embrace it. I love them. I speak to them daily. They've never actually left, in my opinion, but of course I can't see and hug them anymore. But this is more than that. Death is the ending of things you no longer want a part of. You've instigated this. You've waited for it. And the transformation is real here. It's been said many times. I will mention that the eclipses can really transform your life in ways that you may not have ever imagined, but always for the best. And you do come to realize that as time goes on. And sometimes you actually create a lot of the changes, which I'm seeing here as well. So I find that to be beautiful. New epiphanies, new ways to looking at things, and definitely releasing the north or the south node of Virgo, the parts that have just not felt right for way too long, and feeling very vindicated by it. Then we have your future, and you have the Emperor. Oh my goodness, yes. Well, I mentioned there were some unprecedented changes, and one of them is the changing of Neptune and Saturn, which tends to run through individual astrology signs for about 2.5 years, give or take a month or so. Well, it's going from Pisces into Aries I believe it starts in March. That'll also be the last eclipse in the Aries Libra series at the end of March. So there's huge emphasis on Aries, on independence, on the beginnings. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. They are very, very confident. They are very structured and strong and fiery. They are ambitious. They are the warrior. They're the Mars ruled that happens to be in retrograde. So I'm sure when that goes forward, you're gonna have so much energy and so much just I don't even know. I was going to say the word in French, but I dare not do that because I would really probably butcher it pretty badly. But there's going to be this natural feeling of, I am ready. Here I come. Ace is very indicative of that as well. This is happening, okay? What it is, I can't say as a general reading. That would have to be a personal reading, of course. And so I do those. There's information below. I can do them in person, and then I can send a video. And that is with the link with Pure Massage Therapies, where I do readings and have been doing them for years. So something you might want to look at. More importantly, if you want to just contact me, the number is there so we can discuss anything further. So moving right along, then we go to the stem, and that is, oh, I love this so much. Oh, I love this. I love this reading. And it's so important, and it's because you are, as I said, you really are favored, but you're a special person anyway. We all are special in the eyes of spirit, definitely. We have your viewpoint and your thought processes in life in general, you know, just a perspective kind of a card and energy. Justice. I mentioned that before. Air qualities are very much about justice, about fairness. You are so giving and so willing to speak the truth. Sometimes people are like, oh, okay, thank you, I guess. But no, it's so important to be very, very honest and fair, and to recognize all different perspectives, which is what air signs do very, very well. Justice is coming to you. That was made clear with the air element of the Ace of Swords, and messages and conversations, I should say. The Knights are more messengers, conversations that have been put off or you've been waiting for, or that are absolutely going to set the record straight. So that's a beautiful thing. And then you've got those scales, you know, keeping it balanced, the 6, the important blessings or blocks. Don't block your life by overdoing, if at all possible, and being mindful about that, which you are. That's your whole spiel, you know. You're ruled by Mercury, for heaven's sakes. You have an incredible mind. So then we have your environment, and you have the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is known in the Rider-Waite, it's the original deck that a lot of us use. And this, by the way, is called the OK Tarot Simple deck. So I love it for that reason. And as I said, I picked it because it's pink, and I've had it for a long time, but I just thought it was very perfect for the month of February. But it doesn't have a lot of illustrations, and it lends to our emotional intuition as well. But a lot of times there's this hand coming from source, you know, right in front of the person, you know, leaning against a tree, kind of thinking, yeah, things are good. My cups are filled. I'm emotionally okay, I guess. You know, 4 is the ultimate, though. That's what brings the best balance, you know, like the 4 legs on a table, or this foundation being so. And the 4 of Wands, for example, is very much about balance and happiness. But this is the cups. This is the emotional thing. We've got, you know, you do have the pentacles. You have the major arcanas. You've got 3, in fact. You've got the swords and 4 major arcana. But the cups, actually, was that the first one? I've already forgotten, forgive me. No, the Magician, where you had all of the elements. So the cups are coming into play because you're feeling and sensing there's some things that you want to, I feel like it's a creative endeavor. I feel like it's something you're really working on and wanting to, but you want to fulfill that need a little bit more. You know, it might just be just starting. And trust me, with your energy of Jupiter, it can expand like never before. That's one of the main aspects of Jupiter, is how it expands things. We just have to be careful of what we want expanded, okay? I have to put that out there and not overdoing it, as I mentioned. Well, then we have your hopes and fears. Oh, your hopes and fears category is the 10 of Pentacles, the best. This is everything. This is the energy of fulfillment, of great compensation, of well-being in health, mind, body, family, feeling like, wow, my work is absolutely paid off. And the only thing I can imagine in the hopes and fears category is you fear that you won't be able to keep this. That's what a lot of times I hear people say, you know, when they get this dream and manifestation to really come to play, then the fear sets in, like, oh, but how do I manage it? How do I allow it? Trust in the universe, trust in your ability, and just revel in it for everything it's worth, and know this is an absolute hope that you know that you deserve it, and you will see results. Everything here is indicating that for you, Gemini. And your outcome card, the Three of Pentacles. So this is working together. That's that beautiful energy. Pluto in Aquarius, you know, working in groups. Growth, expansion is definitely this. Only adding to the fact that you can be extremely well comfortable in the financial status of your life, okay? And with ideas and with inspiration and all the beautiful things. I absolutely love this reading. There are more pentacles than anything else, but there's just a beautiful array of different energies, which I love. It doesn't lean to one specific aspect. This is fantastic for you. I am going to do what I mentioned. I am going to read you an spirit animal card, because they are absolutely beautiful, and the messages I find can be extremely uplifting for you. And yeah, just this is the animal medicine cards by Adriana Atema. I've had this a long time, but I love them because they're big. You can definitely see them. So I'll just do a little shuffle for you and see what spirit specifically wants you to know, and realizing, of course, the animal kingdom is so much a part of all of our lives and so essential. Chicken, I'll be darned, that was last year's. We are also having the Chinese New Year that happened on January 29th, along with the new moon. My goodness, what a powerful, powerful day. And it is the year of the snake, and the snake is about shedding your skin and allowing yourself to try new things and go places you haven't gone. Snakes can get in areas that other animals can't, right? Being very aware, being very intuitive, in touch with your emotions, your feelings. The chicken, however, let's see what that has to say for you. It's a beautiful card. Where did the book go? Oh, what have I done? Here it is. Easily remedied. Okay, and in alphabetical order. So let me just put this in front again so you can see. Hopefully there's not too much glare. There's that beautiful egg, laying the eggs. Those are the ideas and the creative juices going, right? The sustainability that is very much a part of the earth energy of the pentacles and coins, as they say. So the chicken, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We got the crow. The chicken, the words associated with this are devotion, creation, and conversation. See what I mean? This is so beautiful with spirit, how it synchronizes with the reading so well many times. Chicken teaches, you're some of the best teachers out there, Gemini. Teaches us to keep our creative projects alive with steady attention. Chicken sits abundant on her eggs, keeping them warm and protected. And that's that energy of the emotional thing where you want to be helpful to people. You want to stay close to those that are familiar. That is a very much of a Cancerian energy. And with Mars there, it's going to only probably grow, whether it means new family, new additions to the family, and all those things. That was a download I needed to share. With faith in knowing that in a matter of time, the eggs will hatch and even gain a life of their own. There's no saying how far things can go when you just really focus and put out that energy. For now, Chicken advises steadfast diligence and the company of like-minded creatives. It requires stamina and earnest devotion day after day to manifest projects and creation. And I don't think you're the least bit afraid of that. I think you thrive on that, Gemini. So absolutely love that. I'll end with your manifesto, Motivation Manifesto cards by Brendan Burchard. Just a simple, beautiful, you can take a snapshot of it if you like. Message that I think really has been some beautiful messages. I love anything that kind of keeps me inspired, and that's why I'm here for you as well. So do like and subscribe and share if you feel so inclined, because it's everything for the channel. It's what keeps it growing, and I'll be here for you. It's all free, okay? None of that costs anything. It's just a beautiful, supportive thing to do. For you, in closing, we should not fear an obsession for building a great free life. Wow. I love it. I feel like it's the first time I've ever read them, and I know it really isn't, but that's what happens when you get a little older. It's like the first time. So yeah, a little snapshot. Carry that with you in your psyche and say it often, and just know it's true. I mean, obsession as a rule is not the best word, I suppose, but when it's towards that, like a great free life, obsess away, okay? So, beautiful, wonderful reading. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy this wonderful, beautiful, shorter month of February. Take care until next time. Bye for now.